you've got this fantastic new deal.
Not all conmen today rely on an approach at the doorstep. Conmen are now increasingly cold calling people on the phone first, rather than turning up unannounced.
Hello?
Of course, there's nothing illegal about cold calling on the telephone. But what trading standards are worried about is how easy it is for doorstep criminals to compile what are known as suckers lists. Lists of names, addresses and telephone numbers of people who are more likely to fall for scams.
The best-selling lists are normally to do with people who are disabled, people who invest in charities and therefore may be willing to pay out more, for example, for other charities or for cold callers coming into the door.
They're vulnerable people who exhibit signs.
From experience, the statistics show that it's the vulnerable people's list that are sold more.
Right, and the internet makes that all infinitely easier.
The internet makes it very easy, and these lists are very cheap to get hold of.
There are companies that produce databases of information for mass marketing purposes. It's perfectly legal, and they're available to anyone willing to pay. But the lists have become the latest weapon in the doorstep conman's arsenal. So I'm going to see how easy it is for me to acquire one. Let's say I wanted to target older people. I can select people in the age group 70, 74 and 75 and over. Also go according to whether they've donated money to charity, what kind of credit band they're into, what their employment is. I mean, the list is absolutely endless. I can hone this search right down, and by clicking Start Count, immediately it's come up with 5,141 records of people over the age of 70 in the Bromley area who own their own homes for £647. The really shocking thing in all this for me is that each one of those people could potentially be taken for thousands. You know, what all this shows is that in the age of the internet, finding elderly and vulnerable victims doesn't require lots of door knocking and shoe leather anymore. It's all out there for the cost of a few pennies and a click on a computer.
If you come through here, my wife's in the sunroom.
Gordon Davey is one of the people on the list I've bought. I'm meeting him and his wife Marianne to find out how they feel about being potential targets.
How often do you receive unsolicited phone calls from companies?
Some days we get up to 4 or 5 at a time, and when you try and fob them off, they then come back to you again. People asking me to take part in surveys. They're not trying to sell me anything, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to get information about you and then sell you something afterwards.
It was the easiest thing in the world for me to go online.
Yes.
And search this postcode.
Yes.
And I know that you give money to charity. How does that make you feel that a complete stranger like me can just track you down by going online and finding all your details and personal details about you?
It's wrong, it's bad. But, you know, what can you do? But, of course, the other thing is that when I go out at night sometimes or in the evening, my wife won't answer the phone because if we had a spate of calls during the week, you don't answer the phone.
You get fed up with them and just put the phone down.
You become a prisoner in your own home if you're not careful.
While doorstep crime traditionally starts with a knock at the door, for some people, an approach over the telephone can be every bit as convincing and easy to fall for.